Hi everyone, it's SuNN here. Thanks for joining me for another Fabricate Friday video. Today I have a card box. It was inspired by the tin of card box that you can purchase in the catalog. However, if you don't want to, this is how you can make a nice sturdy box to hold your cards. I have 15 cards here with envelopes and it's only halfway full. So the reason why I created this box was because I gave some cards to a friend of mine and they left it on their desk and they started to get a little munched. So this was a storage solution I thought was, saving my cards that I that I give to people to give away, and I don't want all my hard work to be a mess. So that's the reason why I came up with this. So it was masculine, and this one is on the feminine side, and I'm going to do another masculine one. So this is not for someone who likes to scrimp on paper because there is quite a bit of paper involved. So I need two pieces of, they could be Whisper White. I'm actually using the shimmery cardstock, and the sizing here is 10.5 by 8, and you need two pieces for the insert. And then this is Tip Top Taupe, and I need 3 pieces. 2 for the base of the box and 1 for the lid, and they are sized 12 by 10, and I'm going to show you how to score and make it. So it's a really sturdy box. It has the double-sided. Not only does it have the insert to create this sturdiness, but you can hear it. It is quite sturdy. It is made of paper, but it's a lot more sturdy than, say, other boxes of its type. Okay, enough jibber jabbing. This is going to be a long video. Okay, so I'm starting the base of the box first. So the one that's 12 by 10, and we're going to do it 2 times. So it's exactly the same for the second one. So the scoring on the long side is at 6 and 9, and then we're flipping it and doing 4 and 7. Okay, for the lid, another 12 by 10 sized piece of cardstock, and we're going to score at 1, 3, 9, and 11. Turn it to the short side. We're going to go 1, 3, 7, and 9. So that's for the lid. I'm going to keep that one separate. And then the inserts, 10.5 by 8, and on the long side we're going to score at 3 7/8 and 9 7/8, and flip it around and score at 4. And we're going to do that for both. So 3 7/8 and 9 7/8. And then turn it around and score it at 4. Okay, so let's build the box. So for this example, I used, I think it's called English Garden paper, and the DSP you're going to need for that, I'll quickly run through. You're going to need 2 pieces of 5 by 3 1/4 by 2 3 1/4, and 2 pieces of 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. The lid is 2 pieces at 1 3/4 by 5 3/4, and 2 pieces of 1 3/4 by 3 3/4, and then the top is 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. Check the link that will get you to the blog post, and I'll have all of that listed on my blog for you, so don't worry about writing it down. Today I'm doing something different. I actually stamped with the Gorgeous Grunge with the Tip Top Taupe because I said I wanted to make this a more masculine box. So that's the reason why I chose to stamp instead, and I will go over the edges and distress them a little bit. As always with any of my boxes, we will fold and burnish the score lines. And I will try very hard to keep this as simple as possible. So this is the base, the bottom of the box. So basically this will come around and be a side wall, and this is sort of a side wall. So we're actually going to adhere this piece to this piece and build it up like that. I just wanted to have a really sturdy sides. So that being said, I'm going to cut. So I'm going to do this simply at first and slowly, and then I'm going to whip through the second one. So we're going to cut up on this side. So if this is our bottom, and you're going to see there's a bigger rectangle here, and then these two rectangles match. So just remember, this is the side wall that's going to fold in. So we're going to cut this one. We're going to get rid of this piece and this piece and this piece, but we are going to leave a tab. So very slowly. Keep this piece that I'm cutting away, because we're going to need it in a second. Okay, and then cutting up. Oh, this is going to be difficult here. Cutting up on this one. And then we're just going to nip off, maybe you could do about a half if you wanted. I'm going to do maybe an inch. Keep it at an inch. Okay. So how this is going to work, like that. Okay. Now you can see that there's some buckling. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a wedge out of this side, a wedge out of here, and these, like I said, are just our strengthening walls. I'm going to wedge out on my tab. I'm going to wedge out on our inner wall. Okay. And before I go any further, I'm going to take this piece that is 3 inches by 3 inches, and I'm going to cut about an inch off and toss that away. And then I'm just going to fold it in half. And before I even move forward, oh, and that reminds me, and then I'm going to take I'm going to wedge on all sides. So I'm just going to fold it in half and just cut off a little bit. So basically, I'm going to create my own little hinge that I have here. So before I even move any further, I'm going to glue that. I am using Tombow today. You could use you know, regular dry adhesive. I find with a box like this, I want something super sturdy that is not going to give in the heat or in the cold. So I'm using Tombow today. So, okay, so this is what you should kind of have from that original piece of paper, okay? whoops, like that, like that. So we're going to do the exact same thing, but I'm totally going to speed the process up here. I'm going to wedge first. I'm going to wedge first. Then I'm going to cut down. Wedge here. And I'm going to cut that straight off at about 1 inch, and there. And then wedging here. So that I totally made like a massive shortcut. I hope you guys followed that. If not, just refer to the first one because they're pretty much exactly the same. And I'm just going to take one of these little squares. Which one was it? I'm going to take this one right off. Fold that baby in half. Give that a crease. Nip off the ends so I can make my hinge. Doesn't matter, you won't see it, so doesn't matter if there's ink or embossing on it. Okay, so with no further ado, let's get started placing the box together. So that's how basically that this box is going to work. You're going to attach one side to the other. I'm just going to put, I'll put the hinges on first. So doesn't matter which one you start on, just get started. The only thing about using wet glue in videos is that it takes a bit of time. So I apologize that this video might go over my usual quick builds. I was just really impressed at how awesome this project was, and I really enjoyed doing it for my friend. So I did put some stamping on the bottom. I guess I'll choose this one. So pick a side, put some glue down, make sure that you get, you know, close enough to the edge that you're going to not have glue gloop out, but that the paper is going to go straight inside there. Okay, so now our little flap with some glue, and this little flap with some glue. Sorry, I'm trying to show you and do it myself. I mean, if it's one thing that, you know, you spend a lot of time making these lovely cards, and I mean, I know myself that I have, you know, baskets of cards, and I don't like them getting ruined, really. I spent so much time working on them. So having a sturdy box like this, I think, is a great idea. Okay, glue. We're going to on the inside of the flaps now. So we're just folding that baby right in, giving it a press down with my bone folder. just like that. Next one, moving on. I'm going to try to go quick, guys and gals. Hope everyone had a good Christmas and got lots of crafty things. I got lots of crafty things. I was very lucky, and my brother-in-law had my name, which really meant my sister went and got me what I wanted, and they bought me a mink machine, and not just a mini mink machine, it's the big one. So I'm pretty impressed about that. I spent one whole day foiling everything that was not stuck down, so it was a lot of fun. I'm gonna have to buy a new printer though, so that it can, because it only, the gold only sticks, or the foil only sticks to toner, and I've got a laser printer. Shucks. Okay, so that's the way the box should be, and it's decently sturdy even right now. So if you wanted to leave it just like this, you totally could, but not gonna. So second part is the, we'll do the insert. Should we do the insert? No, we'll do the lid. Okay, lid time. Okay, so the lid is similar, but not, it's slightly different. I just couldn't get like a full double wall on with one piece of paper, so I did have to skimp just a little bit, but at least the lid is made with one piece of paper. And it's still sturdy. Okay, so all of these little pieces you can see are going to fit up and be our double wall. So we're going to remove, you know, all the three squares, or two rectangles and one square on every side. But these are our tabs. These squares are our tabs that will affix the square itself. So I will show you nice and slow on this one. So we're going to angle just a little bit, and angle just a little bit on this one, and then take that section straight off, and then we're going to angle ever so slightly into our tabs, just so that it closes flush. So that's the way that should look. Okay, so I'm going to do cheater method here. I'm angling, go straight up in here. Cutting this piece off, and then angle, and angle. Okay, moving on, same thing. Same thing. I have a little bit, I've had a cold for a while. Whoops. I did that completely on the wrong side, but that's okay. I should have cut up here, but it doesn't really matter. It's all going to be adhered. It's fine. Just have one odd duck. Okay. Just pretend that this one looks like that. It doesn't matter, honest. Okay. So the tabs that I've just done, I'm putting glue on. Whoops. The worst thing about Tombow is that if it gets on your project, it can become, it's like repositionable glue. So when it dries, so do try to not get it everywhere. You can see with the, on my hands, seriously, I have so much ink on my hands right now because one of my other Christmas gifts, which I am so lucky to have wonderful friends, I got the new Zig Clean Color markers, ink markers. So much fun, honestly. So I've been coloring in my Secret Garden artist grade coloring book, one of the adult coloring books. And I've been doodling with flowers and unfortunately red ink is hard to remove off the skin. Okay, so you see what I'm doing? I just put glue on the inside here. So basically you're going to take the flaps and flap them down. And I am trying to hurry along so that this video is not super long, so I'm being a bit impatient with my glue at the moment. Okay, so that is the lid done. So you can see that the lid is pretty much the same size as the box. It won't fit over. If it does, we're hooped. And that's where the inserts come in. Okay, so we have 2 pieces of white cardstock. And like I said, I'm using the shimmery white. So, and I'll do these too. There's a couple of score lines that we need to burnish. Okay, so basically we're just cutting this guy off and we're going to wedge a little bit on the one that we cut off. Okay, and then we're going to wedge I'll do it slow. We're going to cut up on the score line. Then we're going to wedge. And then we're going to wedge on this one. And on this side as well. And then right there. So that's what you should have. Okay, so I'm going to do this one. Exactly the same, except I'm going to do a little shortcut here. Wedging on this side, wedging on that side. And then one little wedge here. Excuse me. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of our glue. Good grief, hey? Okay, so just like a box that we would normally make, put a little glue on this tab, fold that baby over, hold it for 2 seconds, and hopefully the box, yay. Okay. The one thing about glue is that it's pretty sticky. Okay, so what I'm going to do at this point right now is check and see if it fits. And it does, like a glove. All right. So I'm going to, basically, we're going to add glue on the insides here. I'll just do one at a time because they're difficult and you might not be able to see. I just wanted these to be so sturdy, and if you don't have the tin of cards, which this was inspired by, pretty much the same size and everything. It is on the front of our regular calendar or catalog right now. And it's a beautiful set. I have it, and the stamp set is amazing. So you could easily make the dividers if you had the stamp set, but not the tin. I just thought it was a great idea. Okay, so the insert will fit inside here, but I want to make it more sturdy because you can see slight gaps there, right? So I'm going to put the glue on the inside of this box. I want to make sure that I'm going around crevices and the top portion, or sorry, the middle where it's gaping. So I am, and I want to do it on the inside of the box because on the outside, if I was to put it on the insert, obviously I might overshoot and get glue everywhere, which, well, I already got glue everywhere, but it would be worse. So how I'm going to do this is I'm kind of going to bow. I'm pressing with my fingers here and fingers here so that pretty much just the corners sort of ease in to press that down. And then your bone folder comes into play here where you're really getting in on the corners there, making sure that everything fits or everything is squashed down. And we're almost done. I have no idea what my time is, but so that's how that fits in.